never been a journey.
The passenger ship from Liyue that we're supposed to meet should be arriving soon. Let's go to the docks. You know that xingqiu will be on board, right? So we should be careful not to say anything about the stolen novels. You must be visiting from Liyue to participate in the Iridori Festival. We'll be your guides, and we'll take you onto the island, huh? Is it Paimon, or have we met somewhere before?
Yes, in fact we have. I'm Xu from Feiyun Commerce Guild. Aboard this ship we have calligraphers, painters, and even players of Theater Mechanicus. The inventor of Theater Mechanicus previously came to the Feiyun. We heard that they'd be demonstrating.
Oh, speaking of which...
Master, he's,
Whoa! xingqiu's just sitting there. Sound asleep.
What? Oh. It's the Traveler and Paimon. I presume you're guests in Inazuma as well? It seems fate has destined our paths to cross once again.
Oh, we aren't actually guests. We're actually guides for the Iridori Festival.
Please, no need to worry. I was a little too caught up in a novel. Yes, now that we've arrived, the Kanjo Commission will likely wish to inspect our invitation letter. Huh? That's odd. There was a piece of paper underneath my bag. Strange. I don't recall seeing it there before.
Oh, Oh, there's no doubt about it.
The story you found?
Oh, yeah! In the warehouse down by the poem hunt competition. Yeah, that's it. A friend of ours is on Rito to paint portraits of the 5 Kasen. You know, as part of the Iridori Festival. Poetic stories about the 5 Kasen have been hidden in various places nearby. If you can find one of the stories and give it...
Wait a moment. So you mean that...
Hey! It's hard coming up with stuff...
There's a chance of meeting Calx in person?
Huh? Oh, yeah!
Really? That's wonderful! I knew that Calx would attend the Irodori Festival, but convincing my father to let me come to Inazuma was proving to be quite the high hurdle. I had to really rack my mind to come up with the excuse of evaluating the investment value of Theater Mechanicus. Just a few days later, word then came that Calx would be busy painting portraits of the 5 Kasen during the festival. It is a most rare opportunity for both Calx and I to be in Inazuma together, but it seemed he would be too...
Don't worry, xingqiu. Even though Calx has work to do, he still has time to see friends. We can take you to see him right now. Also, we heard that Calx did illustrations for your A Legend of Sword novel.
So you... To be honest, my works have drawn little interest in Liyue. However, the novels are selling quite well in Inazuma with the help of Calx's beautiful illustration. Calx is not only a skilled artist, but he also carries out his craft with great alacrity. I heard that it took him merely a few hours to finish the illustrations for the latest chapter. But when I looked at the art, the brushwork did not even look the slightest bit rushed. His work is truly oh my! I was beginning to get carried away there. Let us depart. Quickly now.
Luckily, the idea of meeting Albedo managed to draw xingqiu's attention and keep the situation under wraps. Let's just hope we don't let anything...
Traveler, Paimon, how are you? And...
You must be Calx. It's a forgive me. It's rude of me to introduce myself by my pen name when meeting in person. Please, call me xingqiu.
And you may call me Albedo, then.
No, that...
Why not? Seeing as we're both friends of the Traveler. Besides, we've already corresponded with each other.
It's not just you, Albedo. We haven't seen Xingqiu active.
You guys, it's certainly not good taste for you two to be teasing me like that. Oh, by the way, we happened to find a story from the poem hunt competition at the...
You know, that thing where we have to find pieces of paper with stories of the 5 Kassen?
Huh? Oh, yes, that's right. Oh, I understand the story now. Thank you. It's very helpful.
Splendid. Though, I'm still piecing together...
If all of you are free, why don't we discuss this over a meal?
Oh, well...
Do you have other plans,
No, not at all. Speaking of dining, Shimura's unagi chasuke is quite delicious. Would you like to go there?
Shimura's? Unfortunately, today is a bit windy. How about Uyu Restaurant instead?
That's perfectly fine with me. But I must first unpack my luggage.
Something didn't quite add up.
Huh? No way!
No, Paimon, I'm not referring to us.
Huh? Xingqiu's...
Paimon, you read the poem, right? Although it may seem...
Read them together? Suiko lost Aoi no Okina's poem in a drunken stupor. So, Aoi no Okina recovered the poem and gave it to some mysterious person. Huh? Wait a minute. Could today's story be hinting that the one who stole the latest copies of A Legend of Sword is Xingqiu himself? No way! That can't...
And that is precisely the point of suspicion. If Xingqiu had only just arrived in Inazuma, how could he recommend Shimura's chasuke? Moreover, he didn't raise any questions when I suggested another place because of the windy weather. This means he knows that Shimura's is an open-air restaurant.
Are you saying that Xingqiu has already been in Inazuma for some time, and that he's only pretending he just arrived?
Yes, that is indeed my...
But how could Xingqiu be the book thief? His
Calm down, Paimon. Even though this is the first time I've met... I think there must be some deeper motive at play here. The story...
Oh? Could Xingqiu...
It's difficult to say at this point. But given that Uyu Restaurant is indoors, it'll be easy for us to detect anyone following or eavesdropping. I'll be relying on your assistance to get to the bottom of this matter. Good. I don't see anyone suspicious around. It seems clear for the...
This whole thing's starting to make...
First, we must ascertain whether Xingqiu was already in Inazuma or not. If we can find evidence of him deceiving us, then we can use it as since we're still waiting for him.
The last phase of the Irodori Festival is when they release the all-new publications. The one I'm really looking forward to is A Legend of Sword.
That's right. A signed first edition is going to become quite the collectible. I've got to get my hands on a copy.
I've seen Genyu's signature before. His handwriting is super neat. He must be really diligent about his style.
He'll be there in person on the day of the release, so we'll get a good look at him then. I hear that he's actually pretty young.
Wait a minute. Did you just hear that? Not only will xingqiu be signing novels at the release, but his handwriting is super neat? Albedo, what should we talk about when
I will try to break the ice by talking about our work on novels and illustrations. If he really is hiding something, then he might feel even more nervous than we do.
Oh, come to think of it, xingqiu meant...
Is that so?
Hello there. What can I get for you?
Hi, do you have any...
Why, of course.
So the weather at sea has been bad?
It sure has. A few guests from Liyue.
Oh, this might...
That was delicious. Inazuman cuisine largely consists of fresh seafood, which is certainly to my liking.
That's good. We were worried you might not have an appetite because you didn't sleep well. Now's our chance. Let's talk to xingqiu and see if maybe we could start by asking him...
Well, I've never embarked on such a long journey before. Though I was quite excited when we set off, the long days at sea quickly became most monotonous.
Speaking of the journey, did anything noteworthy happen along the...
Well, to be honest, I spent most of the trip with my nose in a novel.
Well, that didn't tell us... By the way, xingqiu, what book were you reading on the way here?
Oh, I was reading a novel called Pretty Please Kitsune Guji. It was sent to...
Didn't you feel dizzy?
It was nothing I couldn't handle. Don't forget, I'm proficient in the arts of the Guhua clan. That being said, there were quite a few people aboard who felt...
Well, they're
To be honest, there wasn't much to see. Just water all around, morning to night. The sheer monotony of the trip... So, when the peak of Mount Yogo finally appeared in the distance as we... However, the ship sailed along at a crawling...
Paimon didn't catch anything suspicious, so... Oh, right! If it took an entire day to reach the docks, then it would have been pouring rain at the time they saw the top of the mountain.
We learned a couple of things from his account, but we still require more evidence. Let's discuss creating novels with xingqiu.
While it is entertaining to read novels, writing one is an endeavor of its own. You must give great thought to every detail. From the layout of the plot, and even when you have come up with interesting content, there's still no guarantee that it will be to your
I couldn't agree more. Whether it's writing a book...
xingqiu and Albedo are getting into some deep topics now.
Speaking of illustrations, Albedo, I've long wished to express my sincerest gratitude. My novel didn't sell well in Liyue, so I must admit that I had some reservations regarding its potential. Yet you've consistently managed to select the most important scene of the chapter for your illustrations.
Thank you. However, I took some risks in the illustrations, so... I'm feeling slightly light novel illustrations are typically centered around the characters, but this time, I adopted a different approach in the
Well, that scene was intended to depict the change in the world, so I thought it very fitting to draw only scenery.
No, there was a crack in his alibi. My illustrations were sent for printing the moment they arrived in Inazuma. So, logically speaking, there's no way he could possibly know what the illustrations look like. xingqiu, we have something very important to...
Oh? Why the solemn looks all of a sudden? Huh? I'm afraid I don't follow.
Mr. Okazaki told us earlier that actually the weather at sea was very bad these last few days. So when you said that everyone came running to the deck to see Mount Yogo, that couldn't have...
On top of that, the latest installment of A Legend of Sword will only be revealed at the Irodori Festival. Even we, the creators, haven't received a sample
Well...
The Jigs up, xingqiu. Are you in some kind of danger but can't tell us the truth? Don't worry. The Traveler and Albedo are no push.
No. I suppose my lack of sleep is inevitably taking its toll on my mind. I didn't notice I did in fact come to Inazuma early to—
Oh! Well, if this isn't a coincidence.
Huh? Tone deaf, Bob.
I heard that the owner of this establishment has some fine-aged wines. I didn't want to miss the opportunity to
Paimon knew you couldn't possibly be up to anything good.
Says who? In fact, I come as the bearer of good tidings. I just bumped into Kujo Sara a moment ago. She said that the Tenryou Commission has apprehended the criminal who stole all those copies of A Legend of Sword.
Huh? The criminal who stole A Legend of Sword?
Did I say something I shouldn't have?
Oh no. The person they apprehended. Was it by chance an
Apologies, Kujo Sara didn't mention a name. But I saw her taking someone toward Hanamizaka.
Everyone, it's too late to explain. We must make haste and rescue Onodera. Please, wait. Onodera is innocent.
Oh, so you must be the author of—
Anyway, you mustn't take—
No need to worry, Xingqiu. I've just explained everything to Madame Kujo.
Yes. In fact—
Oh, you— Wait a minute. Does everyone else here already know?
Well, to be precise, we had dispatched 2 additional squads here, in order to prevent the suspect from—
xingqiu looks pretty flustered.
Though it's most embarrassing in the end. I'm the one
No, Xingqiu. It's only appropriate that I take for the Iridori Festival. I recommended the— Not only was this the first major project, however, I did not discuss our plans with the authors in advance.
Yes, to be frank, calligraphy is not my strong point.
Even though such an event will be difficult for Xingqiu, after telling him how— So these past few days, Xingqiu has been actively practicing his handwriting. However, it takes time to sign each book, and we realized the time we reserved for the signing was not nearly enough. So I came up with the idea of moving the new books from the warehouse to my place. That way, Xingqiu could use these few days to sign them all. I thought everything would work out without a hitch. I never expected that someone would immediately realize that the books were missing from the warehouse. To make things worse, I was on vacation and staying with Xingqiu in my house these past few days. I had no idea that all of this happened because—
Onodera, I agreed to your proposal because I didn't want the readers to know of my unsightly handwriting. Also, I knew that Onodera had been misled by one of my prior signatures. At a previous event, the Yair Publishing House had requested autographs of authors so that they could be put on display. I practiced tirelessly for an entire day to finally deliver a stylish and elegant signature for the— But looking back on it now, I had dug myself into a—
Hey, come on, you two. Loosen up a little. The theft was nothing more than a simple misunderstanding. Besides, everyone has something they do not wish others to see.
Yeah, that's right. All that matters is that xingqiu and his books are okay.
Onodera, I think you should explain the truth regarding the stolen books to the rest of the people on Rito.
Yes, I understand. I'll apologize to everyone.
We should probably be heading back to Rito as well. Let's tag along.
Onodera, what are you doing here?
I'm very sorry for all the trouble that...
Yeah, why didn't you tell everyone earlier?
That's right. We're a team, and we should be helping each other in tough situations like this.
Let's leave the past behind us now. Our first priority is to help
My progress is not what I had hoped for. Even after working through the night these past few days, I've only finished perhaps 1/10 of the signatures.
Oh, no wonder xingqiu looked so sleepy today.
I understand. Murata, go back to Yae Publishing House and get Aratani to book a room on the second floor of the Uyu restaurant.
Yes, Mr. Hirayama. It just so happens that my brother is a calligrapher. Should I ask him to...
Yes, good idea. Ah, you've just reminded me. 2 calligraphers from Liyue arrived today. We've worked with them before, so I'll go and ask...
It seems I'm really in for it now.
No need to worry, Zhenyu. I'm sure you can do it. Didn't you finish the last chapter of your novel in just 1 week's time?
Yes, but writing novels and learning calligraphy are 2 entirely different skills.
Even though xingqiu still has to deal with his handwriting issue, Paimon somehow feels a little relieved now.
I always used to prefer working alone in my workshop. But I've come to realize that solving problems with others also has its merits.
We also owe a special ode of gratitude to the mysterious person who has been leaving important info for us along the way.
Huh? You mean whoever left behind those...
Pardon me, but...
Oh, right. We haven't...
I see. It appears that Onodera and I were spotted when we were moving the books. Albedo, may I ask you one thing? Not only do I owe the successful resolution of today's incident to that story, but I also hope that I'll remember this lesson.
No problem. Considering the similarities between the portrait and the events that have taken place, your proposal is very reasonable.
That figure was none other than Aoi no Okina himself. This turn of events had begun with an unnamed individual, under whose coercion, Aoi no Okina was forced to take drastic measures to retrieve a page of poetry. He knew nothing of this individual's true intentions. All he knew was that the poem had to do with an old acquaintance, Akahito.
Albedo really is something. He finished the portrait of Aoi no Okina in no time at all. Wonder how xingqiu's calligraphy training is going at Uyu Restaurant. Hey, do you think whoever left those stories for us could be hiding somewhere? Oh, hello! He's a friend of ours in the release of... Oh, what's it? It was just getting late now. Well, let's go back and get some rest. We still have to go to the docks and wait for another ship tomorrow morning.
If my calculations are correct, Wanwen Bookhouse is due to receive a batch of new releases today. Might we add a small detour to... body and mind. Time to act.